Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, whatever, blah blah blah. I haven't made a video in a while, but I have progress on that, and I went racing in that. So, Blazer here, in all of its beautiful, beautiful glory. Ugh. Went racing this weekend, and while I was racing, two things happened, and it really sucks. One, my wastegate popped off, and it burnt all the paint off the fender. The clamp, it popped out of the clamp. Like, it was literally still holding in there, but you can see the clamp was crooked, so is what it is. The strap on the driver's side, the trailer popped off and smacked the paint, cracked the paint. I'll show you all that stuff in a bit here. Uh-oh. Something else happened here I didn't know about with the panel. That's cool. Just so much stuff happens. So, to recap, this weekend I went racing. My wastegate fell off. I was doing a really good pass, and I noticed I was losing boost. And then I saw on my data log, that's how I saw it in my data log, and I was like, how am I losing boost? So I walked over and I saw the wastegate. Well, I saw that, and then, I was like, okay, well, my fuel pressure went down because it wasn't seeing any boost. Fixed all that, went back out for another pass, and my fuel pressure was still dropping. It started at the top of second and started going through third, and I let out because I saw my screen flash. I have safety flashes for everything to click in my brain to let the fuck out of the goddamn gas. So that happened, and I was thinking two things. Either I've got a bad, or I'm running out of fuel pump somehow miraculously. I have a Magna Fuel 625, and I've seen people make 800 or 900 horsepower on E85 with it on a boosted application. So I was like, that might not be it. Now, when I say that, that's max effort from what I'm assuming, because this 625 is not really like a big pump. Well, I just did the normal stuff where I was going down the the checklist of things to mess with. So I messed with the fuel pressure regulator. That was fine. So I decided to take my fuel filters apart, and I did, and they were massively clogged. Like, they were horribly clogged. So I cleaned all that out, put them back together, covered in E85 right now. I am high as a kite probably and don't realize it. Let's see, pupil check. Oh no, we're good. Okay, I'm not high. But check those. I just fired up maybe 5 minutes ago and did a little two-step check like you should. And fuel pressure just shot up as fast as the boost did. So I think we're pretty solid there. Yeah. Let's see what happened. I'll show you what happened with the damage on the body. It's horrible. So like I said, the fender came off, or the strap came off, and it smacked the fender and it hit the door. So paint's all messed up. It's actually really smooth right here. They didn't really do much of anything in terms of primer stuff. A little bit of Bondo here and there. Stop touching it, it's gonna fall off. And then you come over to this side. That's where the wastegate burnt all the paint off. It was very lovely. That being said, I ran a best of 147 60 foot. I ran a 679 in the eighth, and I ran a 1082 in the quarter at 120. So wasn't bad. We have ourselves some good data, I think, minus the fuel pressure issue. Shit happens. But it is what it is. I did this. I went racing last minute. I'm broke now because of it. I shouldn't have even done that. But, that's how it goes. Sometimes you got to go racing just to make ourselves feel better. But back to the nature at hand of the reason I started making videos. The lovely, lovely Chevette. So last video I talked about redoing the exhaust manifold, and that I have. We cut it. We changed it. I extended it right here. Now we can put a wastegate pipe right here, circulate it back into the exhaust. The exhaust, I'm going to put a bunch of heat shielding right here. We're going to have to do a pie cut deal, come this way, and either snake it down and cut it back, or figure something else out. I also decided to put my intake manifold on. It fits really well. Everything fits under the hood. We did get the transmission mounted and fitted, so everything fits underneath the hood. We have no problems sticking out underneath, or sticking this whole entire engine underneath the hood in case anybody else wants to ever do this. An issue that I have come about is This is the radiator mount for the old radiator. The other side does not, yeah, not gonna clear very well unless I do something ingenuitive. I also got a little throttle, an elbow for the throttle body, and started working on the cold side. I need two 90-degree 2.5-inch pipes to come in from both sides to come back. One of the things that I am going to have to do is I'm going to unfortunately probably ditch that intercooler and those two pipes. The intercooler itself is too tall. I could cut it, etc., etc. But with all that effort, I could just go buy like a cheap eBay radiator. Or intercooler, sorry, intercooler. And one of the biggest issues is right here. When this comes down, it sits about, I'd say right about here. So you can't really fit that intercooler in there. Yeah, like I said, I mean, we're moving along. You know, everything fits really well. Everything's underneath the hood. I do love, it's just this little view of the peekaboo, like, you know, hey, what's up? And then also I have this little hole right here that I could maybe do like a little ducting, like kind of make like a little elbow that shoots, like air can come in here and just shoot straight in there. Do a little chicken wire over top of it to keep anything from getting in. Obviously the grill's gonna sit right here to block large stuff, but for small particulate I could put like a little piece of mesh right here, and then maybe like a little 45-degree pipe that goes right there, and kind of give it a little ram air situation here. I was working on some of the hosing stuff, feed line and drain, but gonna have to get a different fitting for under here off the turbo to go down, because it was supposed to be a straight elbow when it was originally, how it was originally, but now I'm gonna need another 45. So this guy's gotta go. Obviously I tore out all of that and paneled it just for now, because we've been getting a lot of rain here in Missouri, and obviously you can see where my fingers are. There's no way to block that off, so that'll be something else I'll have to work with down the road. I did 3D print some grommets to fit in these holes really well. This firewall is not very true, so they are a little wonky. They don't fit like perfectly tight, but they fit well enough that I don't have any issues. Yeah, next thing I gotta do is I'm gonna work on the coolant system and the cold side. I've got to plug that pipe, that hole up right there. And then I have another 16 AN fitting, because I marred that one up. So now I've got another one so I can make the lines. But I have a radiator. The radiator, obviously, I'm gonna buy next paycheck, and then buy an intercooler as well, so I can get all that, so I can actually close this big opening up, be able to, you know, close the engine bay up so I don't have to have anything exposed. So we're trucking along, but not very fast. I just felt like maybe I should throw this video up there and kind of give an update on everything. I didn't get any videos of me racing. Me and my other buddy who went out racing, he was in a different class, and it was just like right when he went up, like perfect timing, right when he was called to the lanes, I was already making a pass, and vice versa whenever, you know. So have to you know, bite the bullet on that, and unfortunately not show my cool beat up Blazer making passes. Poor gal. Just looking at that panel just makes me so sad, because this thing is very straight and clean. I mean, aside from the paint job, I mean, the body is extremely straight. I don't know why I did it like this. I feel like everybody is like, yeah, look at how straight that is. But I mean, the body is super solid. I love this thing. So one of the other things I think I might have to do too is I think I'm gonna have to get some new tires. I want to get those DR3 Hoosiers, I believe there are, but they are already on back order. Imagine that. So with that being said, I just kind of wanted to give like a cool quick update video. Nothing special, nothing crazy. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some more parts in here and I can start working on this and get this more closer to being on the road. Some of the things that I've run into is I have to get the transmission tunnel beat out, because it like dips down and it covers the tail shaft, output shaft of the transmission. And also I think, what else? I think I have to get a shifter cable. But right now I think that's basically where I'm at in terms of all that. But right now I'm going to work on the engine bay stuff, and then I'm going to work into the transmission stuff, and then, you know, move further back, blah blah blah, and then we'll get the fuel system moved and come back around. You know, it's a big circle, cyclical. Rob Schneider. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this short little update. I had a great time at the track. I love racing. I want to do it more often. I wish I knew how to tune stuff so I could start making more passes and getting this bad girl more refined. Because I feel like we got at least a high 5 second, at the most a high 5 second car, maybe low 6. And when I say that, I mean 8th mile for those who want to nitpick at words. So, but I appreciate it. Thank you all. Have a great time. Stay hydrated. It's getting hot. It's cool as crap in Missouri right now, but we had like 2 weeks of 90+ degree weather. So, see you later. Thank you.